Why, hello everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes Otherside. Clearly, we've got Georg and Malachi here, so if you have not caught up on what was happening in Hardcore Heroes Arcadia, this might be a good time to go catch up on that. Or you can just sit back and enjoy the show. So we're going to proceed as if every viewer knows what happened in Hardcore Heroes Arcadia. Ryan, this is normally the point where you correct me
Where
and
I
tell me I'm
jumped in
stupid. Yeah.
with all the jokes that I burned up on. Definitely wasn't our first try at going live.
What are you talking about? The stream has not been live, and it's fine. It's fine.
Everything's
Yeah.
fine. We're
Everything
on
is always
exactly the
fine.
plane that we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Tell you what's not
Every-
fine though. Why am I in the bottom right now? I go in the top left. What's that about?
Van's been in the top left since you were gone, so
Boom.
you got relegated to. I think that was originally Corny's position.
God damn, that don't bode well.
Okay,
so let's do a quick
I-
recap. How are you guys here on the Shadow Plane?
Well, we're not quite on the shadow plane
Well, we
yet.
did. I mean, we could if there's really
Oh,
people that
shit.
haven't seen Hardcore Heroes Arcadia, there was. I mean, we did step into the Shadow Plane through
That's
a
true,
portal.
but you're not
into
there
some-
yet.
No,
Let's
we're
give you guys
making
color
final
back in your
preparations.
faces. Yeah.
Oh, we're not
So
there
let-
right now, but we did take a peek.
So
Yeah.
I'll do a quick recap of last episode. We knew there was a portal to the Shadow Realm inside one of the Dwarven mines. Unfortunately, a few
Oh.
episodes ago, a green dragon turned up and made its home in the mine. So we've kind of been planning around killing this dragon for a while, and we finally arranged our army and our ballistae outside of its cave and set up for the eventual battle. There was a few nasty surprises, but eventually we just sort of fucked the dragon up and it fled, really, on very low HP as far as I can imagine. And then
Lucky dragon, we had
Very-
him slain.
very lucky, yeah.
Smart dragon.
And then not too much happened after that, right? We kind of just
well, we drove the dragon out of the mines, and then
Yeah.
I guess a lot of are there viewers that don't know Georg,
I don't
the
know.
Lich Guard? They've heard rumors or whatever.
If you guys are unsure of who Georg is, you need to go watch the 40 episodes of Georg Dicing with Death.
So much.
It's solid gold.
you've got a lot to catch up on at this point.
But it's worth it.
Our dimensionalist teleported Malachi and myself into the mines, into the chamber that I had walled off
Mhm.
nearly a year ago. Reopened the portal to the Shadow Realm,
Yep.
through which I showed Malachi, and we strode atop our massive wizard tower far to the west.
Yeah,
and
we did
looked
a
out
little
over
bit,
the Shadow Plane.
did a
And
little
I think
bit
we
of
stepped.
cartography to work out where we were. So it seems that we're on the border between Eridon and Akuba. Is that right, Neal?
Hmm.
If such empires even exist here in the Shadow Plane.
Well,
we'll
yeah.
soon find out. So I think we're gonna pause. We'll be popping in and out. I think while we study and invest. Basically, we need to rememorize spells to move forward. Have we? Yeah. Is that an adequate recap? Did we
yeah,
get our
that's good enough.
experience? Our rambling.
Yeah. So you
our
guys
rambling
are
references to episodes past.
you guys are in Shybrook. You've already
Mm.
explained to the
Oh, yeah,
Chancellor what you guys are going to do. It's
Mhm.
just a matter of gathering whatever supplies you need for the journey and starting the journey.
Yeah, and he's given us a month before he destroys our portal or whatever.
Yeah.
So we do want to check that time flows the same in the other side in the Shadow Plane before
Yes.
we begin our
So
journey.
we don't want to go there for a day and then work out it's been a month back on the
And
material plane
I also want to ask about the
Why not?
construction.
because they'll shut the portal down and then we'll be stuck there.
Oh well, we'll find a way out.
Sorry for interrupting. I wanted to ask about the construction of the portal itself. Is it built into the?
Yeah,
like
it's a
a
stone archway with it's got like a base
But it's
to it.
freestanding. It's like sitting in a separate room. It's not carved into the room or something like that.
Correct. It looks like it's
Okay.
been placed here.
Okay, so I'll be doing this while I investigate it in person at some point. I don't know how the timeline is working throughout these.
Well, you can
Stay.
do that while I'll gather the things we need. So I'm going to find a couple of hourglasses, and I'm gonna grab my map of Eridon and I've got my 9 days of dry rations. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we'll be doing that right before we step in, because I'll need to rememorize spells. Because I had to teleport you out. Yeah,
we already did the next day, I think so.
Okay, so I've got it. So okay, cool. So I've got a new spell list. We buy rations.
Yep. How many days do you have?
I have allocated 20 pounds to food and water for myself.
Okay. 10 days, I think, Les.
Well, that's 10 days of food, not water. Water is 3 pounds a day. Oh, water skin is a pound, and then 2 pounds of water fit in it, and you need about 2 pounds of water a day.
Yeah, I've only got 1 wineskin. I'm assuming that we can find water.
So if you have 10 pounds of food, that's 20 pounds of food. That's 10 days of dry rations or 5 days of standard rations.
Okay. And so food and water is 5 pounds a day?
Yes.
You taking water?
Hourglasses are 25 gold. I'm sure there's some lying around in town that you can pick up. So someone chip out 50 gold for 2 hourglasses.
Sure, I'll buy hourglasses.
Okay, cool.
You said 25 gold each, so 50 gold?
Yes.
And we will measure the time on either side of the portal. I guess we're doing this. So we're all packed up and ready to go at the point.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure. Whatever you have on your character sheet is what you are taking with you. So we're working on the assumption that you've gotten everything you've needed, and when you go through there, there's no, I would have picked up.
But Neal, wait, my character totally would have.
It makes so much sense that I would have picked this up. No, none of that shit. It's not on your character sheet. It doesn't exist.
For the record, then, 2 of my spell books are still in the tower.
Okay, perfect.
The 2 that Aldrich had.
Cool.
Garrick lives life on the edge. I've got plenty of treasure or whatever stashed away, but no, I've got a veritable treasure trove in my pockets, loaded to the brim.
You need to teach me that spell. That'd be very useful, but that's for another time. So I will stay on the prime material plane with my hourglass as Georg steps through, and I'll turn my hourglass as soon as he goes through, and then
so right before I step through, here's what I want to ask about the construction of the portal itself. So it's freestanding. Do I think I would disrupt the magic if I shrunk the portal and moved it? Like, it's not.
You are going to have to speculate wildly on yourself on that one.
All right. So I throw that idea out to Malachi. I guess let's measure the time thing first.
So I say to Georg, maybe we can consider that once we've rescued the others.
So I think now. I guess I'll step through and we'll do the time experiment.
Okay.
I think
you step through. You turn your hourglasses upside down, and then what? When yours runs out, you step back through, Ryan.
No, I'll go through in 10 minutes and just see if we're at the same place.
Okay. So you've got an hour. It's an hourglass. It measures 1 hour of time.
Yeah, sure, but if they're the same...
No, so let it run out. So I guess we'll have to spend a full hour, unless we can,
Couldn't we just... If I just go through after 10 minutes, though, won't we be able to compare...
How are you going to tell 10 minutes?
Well, whatever, though, but if I just wait a fixed amount of time and then step
through... If you'd only learned the spell Georg's Handing Metric, you would be able to measure maybe the distance that the sand has climbed by and get a precise...
The exact number of minutes doesn't matter, just as long as the amount of sand matches when we go through, right?
As long as your hourglasses are identical.
Are they calibrated? Yeah.
If your hourglasses are the same exact clones of each other, that would be the case. But it's probably unlikely they're identical hourglasses.
Okay.
I had a full day. I'm sure we checked them.
Well, you guys, look, just spend a fucking hour doing it, all right?
At some point, we put in an hour's worth of work, and what is the result? Does the same hour pass the same on the other side of the portal?
Yeah, I mean, no 2 hourglasses are perfectly alike, so someone finishes and walks through, and the other guy's hourglass still has a little left. It's close
I guess I'll stop metagaming and assume that I can just, if we need to come back, we can always just teleport back to this tower and come back, step through the portal. Yeah. Let's hope those dwarves don't get any ideas.
I will mention to you, though, that I don't think we should be moving the portal until we've got what we need out of it right now.
Yeah. I disagree, but we'll go with that.
All right.
I'm not going to make an issue out of it. Okay, I want to cast a magic mouth on this side of the portal before we go. And can we? Do we want to? We probably don't want. I don't want to blow up dwarves with runes or anything. But I do burn a magic mouth.
As you say that,
to warn whoever enters this chamber. So I got 25 words. Do you have any input there?
I didn't know. What are you? Are you trying to warn people off?
Yeah, so it'll speak whenever the first person comes here. We can set the parameters. So I'll say if ever anyone comes to this portal, a magic mouth will pop up and it'll be me saying, yeah.
What's it say? What are your words?
Turn back if you value your soul, mortal. How many words is that? And then I'll do it again in Dwarven.
Ooh.
So what is it? I don't know if the words count the same. Can I get any more words in here?
Same. We'll just continue. Consider they take.
So I can probably do a third language as well then, right? Mm-hmm. What language would you recommend? No, I guess I probably have to do stuff. Let me check which languages I know first. I could burn a tongues to pick. What I really wanted to do is read the tongues and have it broadcast in every language, but I'd have to pick in any case. I don't know. I'll tell you what third language is in a second.
All right. In the meantime, Malachi, what are you doing? Anything else that needs to be done?
I don't think anything else needs to be done. Just making sure that Georg studies this tower because we need to come back, right?
Yeah. So we'll deal with that. How many clairvoyance did you memorize? I think I just have one. Okay, so we each have one. We should figure out if there are lower floors to the tower we're in. If we screw up that.
Well, I will go and check that, Neal. I will going to climb out the window, as long as there's no flying monsters around the tower.
Nope, there's no flying monsters. So you're going through the portal again while he's working on the magic mouth scroll spell.
Oh, yeah. All right, you're casting that on the outside. No, I'll wait. I
want to make sure we all know what's going on. So
yeah. No, I'll wait for Georg to cast his magic mouth spell.
I don't know that there's a language of it that's important other than Common and Dwarven.
So Common and Dwarven.
Is there any? There's a couple of halflings. What are they going to be doing?
A couple of halflings, a couple of gnomes.
I translated an ogre. That seems like a round third.
Okay.
So we get up to the 25 word. I think that'd be
Common, Dwarven, and
words.
ogre. Done.
All right.
And then
unseal the shadow realm.
Right. You
does
guys.
It work when Nick does it?
Yes, it does.
Nice.
And the two of you fully ready. The spell has been cast. So if you guys come through the portal, the magic mouth spell is going to key off of you guys coming in. So if you come back, the magic mouth spell will burn itself out.
Cool. Are we ready to do that? I mean, I feel as a character that I have nothing to worry about, and I can totally come back to this plane whenever I want to.
Well, you could spend weeks or months preparing for this, but then...
So I'll avoid the metagaming and just
time is of the essence, Georg. Let's go.
Yeah.
Not about metagaming, it's about being a coward who's too afraid to go through to the other side.
I step through the portal.
All right, we step through.
You guys step into the Shadow Realm. It is dim. There's the sort of twilight light that surrounds you that prevents your night vision and day vision from really working at full power, making things obscured at great distances. Colors leached from the world, giving everything a drab, desaturated look to it. And the two of you find yourself in a tower atop a mountain above a desolate, barren wasteland.
Right. So the plan is to teleport to Shybrook, right?
Yes. So I will ensure that all is as it should be in the observatory. Does that seem...
Seems fair to me. You scry on Aldrich's tower. I'm going to go check if there's any more floors to this place.
Yeah, I also want to ensure that I have studied this room adequately before we leave. And it'd be nice if we could figure out what's above and below us.
I will do that. I am well equipped for that task.
All right, but I'm going to use a clairvoyance to look before I leap and scry on Aldrich's tower. I think I probably have to pick one floor.
Yep.
Is that the case, Neal?
Yep, you pick a single spot.
You want to pick the mid floor, right, with the bed?
I think it's probably... Rolling low can be catastrophic. Rolling high is no big deal. So I think we're probably better off... You can't teleport to the roof, right?
No, you need to teleport onto solid ground, so you could do it on the roof, yeah.
Yeah, I'll check the observatory. Oh, I could do the roof? I think that would be inconvenient if I succeed. So we'll do the observatory.
Yes.
Am I able to cast clairvoyance to see?
You do.
Aldrich's
The observatory looks much the same as Aldrich's observatory. You have a few rounds to take a look at it, and I want you to give
Is
me
it-
a perception check, please.
All right. Okay.
Oh God, he's not there, is he?
Plus 12. 31.
As you're looking over this tower, you notice there are key differences between this tower and the one that you've been in. The telescope is still a telescope, but it's missing things off of it. More less than missing things is it doesn't have quite the same amount of detail. So maybe a knob that had grooves to like make your hand hold on to it a little bit better and not slip is more smooth than it was before. And maybe there's like a dent on one side where someone had knocked into it. That dent is gone. There's just little details and features that are different. And when you're looking around the room, there's a bookshelf, just like there was a bookshelf in Aldrich's place, but this bookshelf is maybe a little bit shorter, and maybe there's one fewer shelves in the whole thing, but they're a little bit farther apart. And now you're thinking about it, like that bookshelf was a little bit more narrow back in the actual tower.
So I take the full 9 minutes that I have to inspect this location as carefully as possible.
Yes.
Do I think it's in the same location, right? If my scry is working?
Yeah. Well, you scried on a location, a fixed point in space. So
and I rolled a natural 19 on that perception check. You can hide nothing from me.
You're fairly confident.
And I did just spend like a week sleeping on the floor of this observatory.
Yep. Yes, you did. I would say that you are very familiar with this place. Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Right.
All right. I'm feeling confident there. I want to make sure that I'm as familiar as possible then with the real world or with the shadow world, or outside of my little scrying adventure. Malika, did you like spider climb outside?
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that now.
Yeah, do that while I'm scrying.
I will open the window.
It doesn't open. It's just it's always open. There's nothing to close.
Climb out the window then.
All right, like a spider, hands and feet on the walls of the tower.
And I will look up. We on the top floor?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll look down. Is there any windows?
No.
I will just do a circle around the tower, look for any windows.
So you start scrambling around the tower, and it becomes very clear very shortly that the tower, if you've got like a mountainside, I'm going to do it this way. The tower is kind of jutting up out of the mountainside. So one side of it, the side that you're looking out, goes down much farther than the backside. The backside only goes, 15 feet or so, and then kind of hits into the side of the mountain, while the front goes much further down. And you scramble around the outside looking, and there's no doorways or windows. It looks like this is a solid, maybe it's hollow on the inside, who really knows, but it looks like it just goes up and then has a single room at the very top of it.
Okay, come back in. Georg, it's pretty weird. There's no door in this place. There's no more windows. I stamp on the floor. Does it sound hollow?
It's stone. There's no...
Is the whole tower made of stone? Worked stone?
Worked, carved stone.
I think I've snapped out of my trance at this point.
Is there any paths up the mountain to it?
No.
If it's hollow beneath us, this sounds like a perfect teleportation site.
Well, I don't know.
How can we
smash through the wall to get out?
Can I devise any way to? So you said it's solid stone, like we can't hear any.
Right. I mean, it's big stone blocks. There's no way to hear what might be underneath.
Don't have any clairvoyances left to scry beneath us.
I could use one.
Do you have another? Didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's right. So I think that's probably a good use of yours. If you can scry like 10 feet beneath us and see if there's a floor below.
All right, I'll do that then.
And meanwhile, I'll familiarize myself with the room in the real world, or in like this tower floor in. I keep saying real world, but wherever we are.
But there's no way out, Georg. If we end up teleporting below the floor, then we'll be, even if there is a floor below, how will we get from there to here?
Dimension door, something.
I suppose. Yep.
Another teleport.
All right, I will just clairvoyance 10 feet below.
You see like 10 feet of light. You see kind of like the walls, and it just drops like a hollow, empty shaft into blackness. Granted, you can't see very far because it's dark down here already, but you definitely don't see anything. It just looks like empty, blank walls that descend into pure black.
So I say to Gerg, it looks like there's no floors down there. So what I suggest is, if we can teleport when we come back, if we teleport just on the side of the mountain or something, I can fly us up there through the window and we can climb through. Be safer than getting trapped and falling to our death inside this tower.
He comes out of his trance rambling. Like, what did you see? What did you see, man?
It's just the tower's hollow apart from this floor. There's nothing down there.
Perfect.
No, because it's hundreds of feet high, right, Neal?
Yeah.
Oh,
I would say it's like 80 feet.
What sort of wizard can't take a fall?
Well,
no, that's by design, right? Absolutely. That's how I designed teleportation tower.
Well,
now this will be a safe place to grant us access to the whole of the realm.
If I was building the tower, I'd put some other floors in it, but I suppose that's neither here nor there right now. Let's go. Let's go to Aldrich's tower.
Alrighty. You ready to be little Malachi for just a moment?
Excuse me?
Well, I'm gonna have to shrink you if you want me to teleport you. You're far too fat.
Fine, whatever, just do it.
Alright, I cast a reduce onto Malachi, shrinking him to 10% his original size.
Malachi, how tall are you?
Fuck you, girl!
You're like 6 feet tall? 5'10"?
6'1".
Okay.
So you shrink down to probably, I think, a foot. It might be a hard.
He's 7 inches tall.
Yeah.
90% or 10%
and
of.
so he weighs like, I don't know, 10, 20 pounds at that point.
No, he's 7 inches tall. He weighs a few ounces.
Perfect. All right. You want to ride in the pocket or on my shoulder?
Pocket's fine, thank you.
All right, I drop you into a deep. Before I drop him, you don't have any portable holes or bags of holding I should be aware of.
I do not know.
Shit can get a little haywire if you start folding dimensions.
What kind of pockets are we talking about here?
My pockets still seem functional. My deep pockets still seem functional here in the shadow plane, Neal.
Yeah, you can reach in and pull stuff out.
Yep, I'll put them into a deep pocket.
Malachi,
what do I find in this pocket?
He drops you into this pocket, and you just like tumble this ridiculous distance until you land against. Do you put him in an empty pocket?
I set him in gently into an empty pocket.
Okay, so you just get dropped into this.
Can he peer out of it? Can he be? You can't be halfway. Can he be halfway in between? I think he can.
Sure, but he's too small. He's only 7 inches tall, and I'm sure your pocket's more than.
Hang on the rim of the pocket.
This is fucking weird, man.
It's extra dimensional space, so unless you like leave him hanging on the thing, he drops into this, big space.
Yeah.
You can see a little spot of light above you that sometimes closes and opens as the cloth does, but you're in this dark, empty place with no real senses other than the little bit of light above you.
All right, life's a risk. Let's hit that D100.
Teleport time.
D100. Yeah, we're teleporting to the observatory.
And what are the chances that you could fail and die on this?
Almost nothing unless you've changed the floors beneath us. You're saying I'm very familiar with this?
Yes.
So if I roll a 100, we teleport 10 feet low. A 1 or a 2 would be 10 or 20 feet high.
Okay. The 3 to 99 is what you're looking for.
15, we're
Not
fine.
a problem. You guys are in Aldrich's tower in Shybrook.
I pull tiny Malachi out of his pocket dimension. His pun intended pocket dimension. And
is this let go of me! I'll hit you with my tiny stuff a little bit.
All right. Yeah.
Turn me back.
Oh, I forgot to memorize that spell. I go inspect downstairs. Are there lights on in this tower? Is this some other wizard's tower?
This is Aldrich's tower by all looks of it, but there's something off about it. That table that Malachi was sitting at earlier that you've sat at before it's still the table, but it looks a little different. It's like as if someone else had made the table, made a similar table and put it in place.
Are the books in the library still the same books?
You go up to the books. and they're gibberish. You know, you pull one out, open the pages, and there's scrawling like writing, but it's not in any language.
I pull out
There's
my own
letters.
I pull out my own spellbook.
It's fine. It's totally normal.
Okay. I'll peer out a window as well.
It looks like Shybrook, more or less.
Are there people?
Nope. You can see the river.
Did you turn me back? No.
No. You're stuck that way for a long time, actually.
45 minutes, I think.
Yes.
I do have an enlarged memorized. I'll admit to Malachi after a minute or two of letting him scramble around as a tiny person.
Do you have an enlarged spell ready?
I do,
Okay.
and it's. I'm kind of tempted to leave him reduced though. This is just.
You could just
you're
kill
too
him this
cute.
way. End his life, Ryan.
Hey, I can still web you. You little shit.
Hey, I just teleported us like thousands of miles.
Yeah, but you better
Do you have
try
any
and
idea how
squash
much
me.
energy that takes?
All right, we're here. Let's find them.
Yeah. So I guess
Did you turn me back? Turn me back, Georg.
all right. I'll enlarge Malachi back to his full
All right,
size.
Jump down from the desk that I'm standing on. All right, wash myself off a little bit. I'm gonna check my spell books as well, make sure that they're all right.
They are.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
let's. We're in the keep. Let's check the keep.
Yeah. Well, that's
So
leave the
where
tower
in the keep are you checking? It's a big place. If you wanted to check every single room in the keep, it would take you a while.
Let's check the throne room. Are there people here? I guess is question number
You don't
one.
see anyone in the town when you look
Okay.
out.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's okay. So we go
You got
check the
windows.
throne room and then we leave the keep. I think.
You check the throne room, it's empty. It looks much the same as when you left it, but it's like there are details missing. You know, like the throne is a little bit more bland.
Like the fucking color. We're in the shadow realm. I get it.
So abrasive this morning.
All right. If there's nothing here, let's check the Storybrook Inn and the Half Pint and the square of the town. That's where they all were when they were
the
taken.
section that was conjured out of the prime material plane
Where to first?
Storybrook.
into town. How far is? Oh, the keep's in town, isn't it? This
Yeah.
isn't. This town makes
Top.
sense. Unlike my, yeah.
It's on top of the
Like
hill, though.
Mr.
We've got to
Rapids.
walk a little bit.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah, but
it's
it's
a
not-
short walk. It's
Keep an eye out, Georg. We don't
50
know what's
mile.
here.
You make it to the town square, which is oddly empty.
Well.
There's nobody around anywhere. And now that you're noticing something, there's also no wind. And the temperature is room temperature. Like, it's not hot and it's not cold. It's not really humid.
I kind of like this place.
It's not really breezing around. It's very just kind of bland.
Reminds me of the Misty River at wintertime.
So, Georg, what is this place, Georg? Did Malchus create this, or is it?
No, this is the shadow of the prime material plane. I think it's still the plane we're
So
from.
Do the other gods have presence here, or is it just Malchus? Or
I don't know. I mean, if Malchus, if any god were on the prime material plane, we surely should have noticed.
Well, we
One
didn't.
down here beats me.
nah, this place is eerie. It's giving me the creeps.
Yes.
Let's check the Storybrook Inn.
Yeah. So this is like as we're
Mhm.
walking into.
So you walk through the
inn.
Storybrook Inn.
I don't think
it's
through it. I
empty.
think to it, and yeah, open the door, poke in.
Open the door. The common room's empty. There's that same
Can-
table. You guys have
can
spent
we-
some time in here. You know what?
I don't. I probably have as well.
Yeah. you've
Can we
all
check
spent
out the
time.
half pint?
Sure.
Yeah.
You go to the half point, and as you're looking around, Malachi, you notice on the seat you always sit in, there's a little scrap of paper.
Ah, what's this? I read it.
It says, "We're heading up to Heatstroke. You can find us in the holiest site in Eridon. XOXO van."
Oh shit! Look at this. I hand it to Georg. Do you know what he's talking about?
I've never been to Heatstroke, but we could. How many? I mean, assuming it's things work as they do.
Look, I know I have a map here. I'll take out my map of Eridon and
You're not in
scroll-
Misty Rapids, Ryan.
Oh, you're right.
I take
Shybrook.
take out my map and put it on the table and try and work out how far Heatstroke is to Shybrook, because we can.
It's far.
If I
We
know
may
it's
wanna-
if I know it's 135 miles away, we can clairvoyance Heatstroke, right?
Mhm.
And then we can use that to teleport there.
Yeah.
You, judging by your map, it's 100 and something miles.
Yeah, so we can make a guess and then do a clairvoyance from up above to try and. Well, you should do it, Georg, because that way then you can teleport us there.
Yeah. I'll have to wait until tomorrow, I guess. Like, is this? Do we want to camp out and? I mean, we've probably only been awake a few hours.
Yeah.
What if we? Let's. Should we start heading that direction, or do you want to? We should stay in Shybrook.
Yeah,
I
let's
don't know,
stay
man.
here. It seems safe here, but there's no point to head out unless you want to go and check what's in the mountains. But
Yeah, let's go. I guess if we're hanging out here for some time, and we've got to wait a day to memorize new spells.
I could go and fly over there and see what's there.
Should I?
I mean, you can come with if you want.
Yeah, let's check out the mines. See
The
if there's a portal inside the Shadow Realm to deeper realms,
Isn't it quite
lower floors, or maybe it
quite a
goes back
walk.
to the Prime Materia plane. Is it much of a walk, Neal?
It's like
To
a
the
mile
mines?
and a half or so.
No, but I mean like down through the mine is quite a walk, right?
I mean, no, it's not super far. It's a while. It's a ways. It would.
All right, well, something to do, isn't it? I'm interested. I'm more interested in that ridge though, to see what's there.
Oh, all right.
Do you wanna-
Shall
we
I?
We could
Should I
fly
grab-
over there and then.
Okay, now this is the point where the DM is going to step in and say, since we do have kind of multi-shows crossing here, we could spend like 10 sessions exploring this world in the Shadow Realm. So I want to think of time as a resource here.
Mm-hmm.
Since we
So
all
can
kind
we
of
skip
know
the-
that these things are merging together, we could do a quick, you guys say you explore that very broadly and generally, and I can just give you a quick overview of what you find, or we can go ahead and take the time to really explore that, in which case I would probably separate the two shows out and we would come back in a couple of weeks.
let's
to
do
merge.
let's do the first option, I think, and
Yeah, I think that's fine.
skip a couple of days, and you can sort of
Well,
give us
just one day because we
Yeah,
can.
well, sorry, yeah,
walk to
one
we
day,
can walk
right.
to the portal and then I can fly us to the ridge.
yeah. So just tell us about the portal.
There is no portal down there. The mines actually shape differently. They're not the same
Okay.
pathway of
Okay.
mines that you had up in the normal world, and
Mm-hmm.
that room doesn't exist anymore.
All right, and then I'll Pegasus us over to. I think I can get there and back. Right, it's not 60 miles. Yeah, I think 20 miles, so I can get there and
Go
back.
there and back in a
So
day.
where are you going over here?
To the Shadow Valley, the skull on the map there.
That area where
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
I
saw
just
those
want to
things?
fly over it a little bit.
Okay, so again, since we're doing a pretty glossy thing, how much detail are you going for? Are you just like flying over the area? Are you heading down into the
I think
ravine?
we'll use the full. I think we'll use the full duration of his spell.
Right, but the
Right.
full duration of the spell, you could go all the way into the ravine and walk all the way up it and all the way down it, and do some dancing in there for a while and then fly back. So my question is, how much?
That's how we spend the day, and
I
then
think
we could,
what I'll do is, Neil, I'll fly over it and look down, and if it just looks
It looks like
fine.
a mountain range, and there's trees and grasses and rocks and
I'll
stuff.
just try and get a little bit. I'll just like hover down closer to the ground. And is there any overwhelming feeling of chaos?
Well, there's
Awesome.
never been an overwhelming feeling of chaos around here.
Well, yeah, but maybe.
You know
over
what
here
we're
there is.
asking? Is there a creepy haunted Shadow Valley where there?
If there's a
where
creepy
was one?
haunted Shadow Valley, okay, what I'm trying to say is, if there is a creepy haunted Shadow Valley here, that could be an encounter that would take up the rest of the
Yeah, yeah.
session,
I know.
or you guys could just die right now. And so,
Okay.
since we are kind of trying to get the two parties to merge back together, I'm recommending, as your DM, that we not enter that, because if there is something there, it's problematic, and if there's not, then we're doing a really quick glossing over of a very important plot
For the
point.
record,
So
I
let's
am
say
not,
that we-
I'm not going to go in all the way in there because I feel like there could be
Right.
this
So-
in
so-
con.
So
Let's-
I,
say
I
we-
would rather you guys don't investigate that, because either we do it quickly and we're losing a really cool story where you guys investigate this and find out that it's very normal, or there's something crazy there and you guys are in a lot of trouble if you go there. So can I ask you guys to inspect this at a later date?
We do a
for-
drive
Can you,
by.
can you say we spend a few hours flying over the mountains and don't find anything? And
As long as you guys, I mean,
or you think we do find something and you don't?
I
want us to
can't
look
tell
at it?
you. I can't tell you that information.
All right, look,
Because if you're
here's-
going to do it, then let's do it right, and let's do it slow and steady as you guys are approaching this theoretically very dangerous area. And I don't
Right.
want to gloss.
I don't fly all the way down. Then I'll do a drive-by, check out. It looks the same, and then
From the air as a Pegasus, way up, it looks the same.
It doesn't look haunted, is what you're saying. It looks like a mountain range with some valleys. That's probably the valley where we. Okay.
Yeah. I go back. All right. Let's get some sleep, and then in the morning, we'll scry on Heatstroke and teleport there.
Yeah. I will. Okay. Yeah. I'll conjure a tiny hut somewhere. Is Malachi interested in camping out with me, or?
Do you don't want to sleep in the keep, or in the half pint, the Shybrook?
Okay, well then I'll conjure a tiny hut in whatever place you choose. But I am sleeping in my 15-foot diameter sphere.
No, sure. If you want us to do that, that's fine. I want to go and check the Shybrook for the room that Kine and Van, their rooms in the Shybrook. Is there anything there that belongs
Just
to them?
empty rooms? No. Nope.
Okay, Chester isn't there.
Nope. No Chester.
Damn it. Chester wasn't there in the PMP though, was he?
Yep. Well, Chester. Well, yeah. You don't know where he is. Last you saw, he was with Kine and Van.
Yeah, like all of the treasure wasn't just hanging around in the Shybrook after they got taken.
No, I think if you recall correctly, one of the priests said that Van took took Chester and all of his stuff when he went to meet up with Kine.
All right, we spend the night.
Yeah. You guys spend the night in Shybrook. Now,
where did we decide?
It sounds like it doesn't matter.
Okay. What did we decide? What?
Where did we decide that we spend the night? It doesn't matter to me either.
Just give me a location then, if it doesn't matter.
Yeah, in the Shybrook.
In the Shybrook. Okay. So you go to wait for night, but there's no sun over here.
That's right.
There's no sun in the sky. There's no stars in the sky. It's this empty, grayish void. So your sense of time is completely shot here, other than the hourglasses that you might be able to track things with.
I am constantly playing with an hourglass to try and estimate it, but obviously when I'm sleeping, it's not going to work out unless you want to designate one of us timekeepers. I think I'm arrogant. I assume that I'm smart enough to keep track of time.
Right.
I do have I do want to. I'll start writing in the journal that I have. I've got a blank book. I don't know exactly what I don't know. Keeping track of. You
guys hang out,
or the time as best I can estimate, and
Yeah, you guys just hang out until you get sleepy enough that you can go and get some rest.
I'm very encouraging of Georg to stop, doing things that aren't directly helping us get to Heatstroke as soon as possible. I'm quite
Stop writing, get some sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got to burn the day.
And
can we write properly, but inside, or do we need to use our own light sources?
No, there is dim light pervading everything, regardless of where you are.
Okay.
Yeah,
so go ahead.
Make sure you remember another enlarge. I don't want to be hanging around in Heatstroke as a.
You mean reduce? I'll memorize one of each. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. If you don't mind.
Yeah. So we rest, Neal, and then we get to the next morning and are able to memorize spells again.
Yeah. The next morning pops up. You guys are still sitting in the Shybrook Inn. Maybe down in the common room.
I am continuously repairing my deep pockets, Neal, if that makes sense. So so I do cast another deep pockets before going to sleep. Wake up the next morning. So I've got 2 spell slots to go to that. And
so your deep pockets all day. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I can rememorize spells as usual.
Yep. No problems memorizing spells. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll memorize the same things over again.
Yeah, me too. All right, let's go. Clairvoyance Heatstroke.
Okay, so how many clairvoyances are you going to use to get to Heatstroke? Because you've never seen Heatstroke before.
Yeah.
You've never been there, so it might take, probably bird's eye view and then a closer view or something.
Or you could just learn Featherfall and we could just teleport to midair.
You can't teleport midair. You need to teleport to the surface. I do have Featherfall known. That's why I'm saying landing low is bad. I should probably memorize more than one clairvoyance.
Yeah, probably a couple, yeah.
So I won't rememorize Tiny Hut. You better not sacrifice me to Malchus while I'm napping or something. If it's 2 clairvoyances, did that seem like enough?
I mean, sure, probably.
I never cast? Okay, yeah. We'll give it a shot. So I'll memorize 2 that day, and use 1 to get a bird's eye view over.
Hang on, that night though, when we're that after we return from the mountains and we're sort of settling down for the night, for the evening or whatever it is, I'll say to Georg, so Georg, whose side are you on here? That amulet. Amulet of Malchus. I'm not saying you've got it, or hey, it's not my business, but whose side are you on here? Because it seems to me like Malchus is the bad guy here.
I
appreciate your help, but
sure. I don't know that you're asking the right questions.
what do you mean?
Asking me to pick a side, as if this is a binary, good versus evil,
Is that
black versus white, light versus shadow,
chaos versus order?
It's the circle of life.
Well, I just want to know that you're not going to betray us for favor with your god, or
Trust. What an interesting thing. Look, I can tell you that chaos has followed me ever since I stepped foot on this cursed land.
I'm just saying, Malchus brings my friends here, and now you turn up and show me to this portal and bring me here. How do I know you're not delivering me right into the hands of him?
To be honest, Malachi, I don't truly know. What would you give to get your friends back? Make a deal with the devil?
I tried that, he wasn't listening.
All right.
Just
clairvoyance, Neal. Does Malachi have more to say? I mean, I think we. But I don't know that Gator gives any sort of satisfactory answer. He philosophizes and.
You clairvoyance over Heatstroke, or generally over Heatstroke. You find yourself looking down, miles and miles down, to these big sand dunes, and you see a town off to the side. Uh-oh.
There was one place. Okay, no, there's one place I've been up near there, which might have been safer to teleport. But anyway, okay. Tell me about Heatstroke. I mean, I've already
Right. So you see these big sand dunes. You see this little town at the edge of a river. You see a big. Well, from your viewpoint, it's probably you would still look big, relatively large to everything else around it. There seems to be some sort of large pyramid-like structure.
We know about that. Would we know about that, though? Because Van wrote in the letter, the holiest site in Aridon.
Yeah, you guys would generally know that Heatstroke is famous for... Well, not you guys. Malachi would know. Georg would have no idea.
I've never seen this. I recognize the coastline to the south, I think, though, right?
Probably.
I mean, that's where I spent a few days there, or a day there.
You spent a couple days
gathering mist dragon scales, so I'm pretty familiar with the coastline to the south.
Right.
Okay.
But Malachi, you would know that Heatstroke is home to this great pyramid that was built kind of after the end of the world, after kind of the gods ripped apart Arcadia. It was built using an unreasonable amount of slave labor to kind of construct this holy site to kind of reclaim the favor of the gods after everything.
Is it in Heatstroke proper?
It is in Heatstroke proper, yes.
Wow.
There's a lot of mixed feelings about this place. It's supposed to be super holy, but it was built with a lot of death and unpleasantness to go around it. The people are pretty fanatical.
How tall is it?
Hundreds of feet.
Well, Georg, I mean, it makes sense that Van's there.
Yeah,
so.
I come out of my trance and I'm like, holy shit, there's a massive ziggurat in Heatstroke.
Yeah, it's some sort of
you relay me whatever story.
Yeah,
whatever story Neal just told me. And I think I'll try and scry inside of the pyramid to find a safe landing spot. I only have one more.
How are you going to scry inside a pyramid, though? You're mostly likely to show up on stone if you scry inside.
Yeah, from the bird's eye view, was I able to see like an entrance or? Like
no, you're too high up to see anything.
Could I could land on this. Can I check what would happen if I landed just inside? So I'm going to guess maybe 5 feet thick, near the edge, if that makes sense. Probably near the top of the pyramid. No, near the bottom, I think would be safer. I don't know.
So you're gonna clairvoyance 5 feet inside near the bottom.
Yeah, but at an angle. So like to see if I were to teleport on the outside surface of the pyramid.
I'm not following you.
If I would,
it's a stepped pyramid, right? The sides haven't been shaved.
Oh, okay.
It's stepped.
And I'll try and guess the hollow, like Right, I guess I'll discuss this with Malachi. I've got one clairvoyance left. Where should I try and aim it? Like, do you know what the inside of the pyramid is like?
Have I got any idea of the layout?
No, you've never been there.
Our library,
there's a big holy pyramid there.
Yeah, the shadow library is.
I've not seen like a painting of it or something like that. I mean, it seems reasonable that there'd be such things knocking about.
You've heard descriptions of it, but they're not good enough descriptions to really make any sense of it. You know,
do you have a clairvoyance memorized?
Yeah. Yeah.
So why don't you do one and see if you can get inside the pyramid
Because
based
he
on my
hasn't seen the
description?
pyramid. He has no idea where it would. He needs to do.
Oh,
He would
okay.
need to follow the same process that you
Okay.
followed.
All right. So then, then I guess it's on me. I hope I get.
Right.
So I'll do 10
Hang
feet.
on. Before you do that, but Neal, you mentioned to Sean that there's a room on the top of the pyramid. I might know about that, or not.
Probably not.
Okay.
You've never really been that into the. I mean, you've heard your discussions, but it's about the gods.
It's true. I don't know, Georg. I suggest you just do your best. How dangerous is this teleport spell anyway?
Don't worry about it. It's not like you're not risking your life every day, anyways. I will scry 10 feet below the top surface of the pyramid, so at the top. Yeah.
The very the roof of the pyramid, 10 feet below the very tallest section.
Yeah.
You find yourself looking very, very closely at a floor.
Okay.
You can't see any detail. It's like, oh shit! There's a
But
wall right there.
There's a floor beneath me, though, right?
Yes, there's a wall and there's light.
There's nothing in that spot.
Right. It's not like you are looking at it's not like you're clairvoyanced inside a brick. You are there's like a gap, a slight gap.
All right. So would you say I've seen the top of the pyramid casually?
I would see you've seen the top of the pyramid casually.
I'll relate this to. I think we should skip a few days. I really like. Do you know the teleportation error chart, Nick?
Are you asking me as me or me as
Yeah, out of character.
Yeah, it's like a. Oh, you mean because you need to know it better?
Yeah, I've got a teleport memorized, but I think it's too risky to do it on top of the pyramid. So right now we're looking at like a 3%, maybe a 2% chance of just potentially dying.
Okay.
I wonder if we should spend a couple of days. Yeah.
Let's
So
get that done.
after the second trance, I come out and tell you there is a floor beneath the roof, but.
I'd rather not die here, Georg. Why don't we take some time and ensure that we do this as accurately as possible?
Okay. So we'll keep. So I guess we'll skip. So this will be 2 days, and we'll do another round of clairvoyancing.
It's not days. We just sort of exhaust.
Yeah, So I guess I'll memorize more clairvoyances as soon as I can, Neal.
Right.
I mean, I guess this happens.
Right. You're
in the
gonna
first
have
few
to.
minutes of the day. We're kind of doing. Yeah,
Are you willing to help me test something?
Sure. Yeah.
Come outside. So we're gonna go out into the square, and then I'm gonna cast Shadow Monsters.
Hold on. So you start walking out into the square, and I need perception checks from both of you.
All right.
Maybe we shouldn't have done this.
Fail on my part. I'm thinking very deeply about
Past.
the choice we got to make.
So you guys walk out into the square. You're starting to talk about shadow monsters, and you want to test whether this shadow monster thing works in this way or not. When Malachi, you see out of the corner of your eye, there is something crawling on the ground in one of these streets that leads into this square. It's like if you took a person and they had arms instead of legs, and they were walking on all fours.
What the fuck?
And kind of spread out low to the ground, and it's got this sort of misty, shifting shape to it, and it's slowly moving in your direction.
What the fuck is that?
You point this out to me, I assume.
Yeah. And why don't we take a break, and we'll see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.